Hey guys, Eileen Vick here for Adult Coloring with Eileen Vick. And as promised, I've got the next segment on my Color Me Beautiful Women of the World. That's the book, of course. And let me pull you out so you can see the entire title, just in case you have any questions. This is by Jason Hamilton. Beautiful, beautiful book. I would highly recommend it. All right. So, this is a continuation of the video. You knew that would happen. I would have to cough starting in. All right, continuation of my video for coloring the cowgirl. Did the skin the other day, and oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much for the emails about how you liked it. I do appreciate that. But I would ask you if you would just please comment on YouTube so other people can see. That would be very helpful. All right, so gonna do the jeans today. Let me zip you in here. Haha, no pun intended. And we'll get going on that. All right, excuse me while I get you situated here. All right. So, the colors I'm going to be using, and you know that I'm not hung up on pencil brands, but I still always try and tell you, it's the Sooty Style Color 142, which is a darker blue. Let me swatch that for you. And a little scrap of paper here, so it's this darker blue. And let me pull you in here. And then I have the Zenacolor 020 Sky Blue. That's going to be the basic jean color. Doesn't that look cool? Yeah, I love it. I think that's going to look really great. And as you know, you can go a little darker to vary it. So yeah, good stuff. All right, so let me pull you out here. And let's get coloring. I'm so anxious to show this to you. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope. That's why I do this stuff. All right, so I've got my little napkin and got my pencil sharpened. Yeah, we're good. As you know, I just got this T-Gal pencil sharpener. I really like it. You can adjust the point length by going 1 through 5. If you're not sure, go ahead and look that up and you'll see exactly what it does. All right. So let me see, I got a little bit of tan here. Let me get rid of that. You know, that bugs me to death. When I've got overlap on my colors, that's just an idiosyncrasy of mine because I know I can always erase it, but hey. All right, so let's get going here. All right, so I'm going to start out with my light blue. And actually, let me make a minor correction. Let's start out a video with a mistake. All right. Well, I can laugh at myself. It's okay. So I'm going to take my black pen. And you see how that black line doesn't go all the way where the belt is? So I'm going to fix that. There we go. Teeny tiny black line there. All right, let's try this again. So I'm using the side of my pencil more so than the tip. I just want to get a good color down. And it's going to be very important for this particular project that you color up and down as much as possible, and you'll see why. Very, very light, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hit that pocket too. Okay. And of course, stay off your black lines as much as possible. Now, reality-wise, there's a little problem with the picture here in that the question becomes, do we treat this as a belt or part of the jeans? Unfortunately, the artist has drawn it both ways. Ugh. So, I think what I'm going to do, I mean, obviously we need to, I mean, you can see the loops here, so that's indicating that this little puppy here is a belt. Same over here, but over here they've made it part of the jeans. So I'm going to go ahead and make just this portion jean. Otherwise, I think it's going to look really awkward. And then the other part will be belt. Okay, now I'm going to show you actually ahead of time why we're doing this lightly. And then I'll get back to this. So I'm taking a piece of paper and I am folding it. I need to pull you out more, don't I? Let me make sure I'm not into teeny tiny view here. So I'm taking a piece of paper here and I am folding it in. Okay, there's my main sheet. And let me just double check something here, make sure I'm out. There we go. All right, so main sheet of paper here, I'm gonna fold it in half, okay? And then I'm gonna fold it in half again, pull you down, but I want it to be cockeyed. See that? You're gonna see why in a second. Same here. All right, so you want nice, crisp fold lines. And I'm going to take this paper with the fold line, see, right here, and I'm going to put my coloring on top of that. And then I'm going to very gently color on top of that. See that line that's starting to show up? Okay. And then I've got another one over here. See it right there? Isn't that cool? So that's going to start making a pattern on your jeans. You want a random pattern. Now I'm going to turn my paper and go to this other fold just for the sake of having something different. So it's starting about here. Let me bring you closer. See it right here where it's starting to get dark? Isn't that cool? All right. So let me go back here. Now, what I would do is go ahead and change up your paper a little bit. See, I've got, and I'm going to have it, if it works out, I'm going to have a double seam here. I'm sorry, let me get back. My apologies. See how I've got a little double paper right there? So now I'm going to put that under, but I'm going to turn it sideways a little bit. So I'm about there. All right. And of course I'm off camera. You knew I was going to do that. And I'm going to pull that down right to the edge. Okay. There you go. So now I've got some seam lines on my jeans. All right, so let me pull you out because I still want to go ahead and color this whole thing. And now it's okay to have both a downward and a crossing pattern here. So don't worry about that. Look how cool that looks. So what I'm wanting to teach you is you can, when you color, including a stencil, you can put a pattern or something underneath your paper and bring up the pattern on your coloring. For example, I could have used a little bit of crumpled paper underneath here, just 8.5 by 11. Gently crumpled it, put it underneath, and colored over it. And the reason you can get away with it is because this paper is very thin, unfortunately. So it allows you to do that. Okay. And again, stay very, very light while we're constructing these jeans and the pattern. I'm gonna just put a little more over here just to catch this pocket right now. Yeah. And let's see, let me pull you out. Very, very lightly, I'm just going to go ahead and emphasize this. And let's go ahead and get this pocket. Now, I'm going to come up a little bit. See that? Getting a little curve there, that's fine. And you can start making your own little patterns on here as to how you want these jeans to look. All right. So now I'm going to come down from the pocket outside. Excuse me. Sorry for the rattling here. So I'm going to come down a little bit darker. Do not go too dark, because remember we've got another pencil color. So I'm setting this up to go ahead and be using that. So I'm going to come down. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to come up here a little bit. And I'm going to come here. You don't want to be too regular, guys, okay? Gonna darken in just a little bit, okay? And again, I'm doing all of this very, very lightly, okay? You'll see why. And let me go ahead and finish up this area here. Okay, now right in this area here, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of a dark area. And guys, if you have any question on how a crease should look in jeans, just Google jeans and emulate that pattern. Look how cool that's already starting to look, guys. All right, so we've got the dark line that the author put in, so I'm going to put that in. And then I'm going to bring down a line here. And I think that's it. Okay. Now I'm going to take my finger and blend this. And it just so happens that, you know how when you color with a pencil and you get that little grainy, let me come in, grainy white, and you've got all that white showing up and kind of blotchiness? We want that in this case, right? Because that's making the jeans look like they've got great texture. Okay, now I'm going to get my darker blue. And very, very judiciously, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just start highlighting some of this lighter blue. Now, remember, the word highlighting can also apply to putting a dark color on because it highlights what's going on here. And I'm deliberately keeping the view outward so that you can get the overall effect while I'm doing this. See, I'm just gonna hit this just a little bit, just to slightly darken it, but not too dark because you don't want to lose where I just highlighted here with a darker color. Okay. All right. Very, very light at the bottom here of the streak. See how that's causing this to pop? And guys, be very, very light-handed when you do this. Remember, I always tell you that when you're coloring, is to always start out lighter, okay? And then at this point, as you're coloring, you can start to decide what makes it look jeany to you, not to be confused with I Dream a Jeannie. And I want this whole thing just to have a gentle blending on it. And you can continue the process until you are happy with the general overall pattern. Now, remember when I put in the lines with the paper? They're right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and very, very lightly with my dark pencil emphasize them. Isn't that cool? And I'm going to emphasize the pocket now with my darker blue. And the outside of the jeans very lightly. Again, guys, don't get heavy-handed with your darker blue. And this is where it gets really important. I've taught you how to shade by repeated strokes, and this is really important with this project because as you repeat your strokes, you can keep an eagle eye on the transformation that you're starting to see. Okay? And at some point in time, you'll know when you should stop. But that's only because you're doing this lightly. All right, so let me pop over here now. Come in just a little for you. Oh man, look how cool that's looking. Yep. Now, this looks a little rough close up, but when I pull you out, you'll see the difference. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and put just a touch of shading underneath the belt, okay? That wonky belt that the artist couldn't decide which was which. All right, and last place, it looks like it opens here, so the zipper, you know, would be here, but here's the flap, so I'm going to hit the flap with a little bit of shading. And remember, when you shade, you don't want blunt black lines. You want to transition that color out. So it's dark, but I got lighter, 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 lighter to the point I'm there. Okay. Oh yeah. All right, now I'm gonna take my eraser, which is my Mono 0. Okay. And now I'm going to hit a couple of areas just to make them white. And that's gonna pop this. And again, be judicious with this. And remember, if you don't like what you lightened up, you can always color it back in. Oh man. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna take my finger, rub over everything. Don't worry, your white won't disappear. It'll get softer, but it won't disappear unless you keep on going. Let's see here. I'm having so much fun time playing with this. I gotta quit because I'll tweak it and tweak it and tweak it, and then it's gonna look really bad. All right, so let me make sure I've got you out all the way. Look at that. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Yeah, I like it. And somebody better reach in here and grab this pencil out of my hand because I'll keep going with it. All right, well, let me come back in here for you. And then the belt. Oh, let's see here. I'm gonna erase that so it's nice and clean because I'm running my finger over it. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna get my lightest blue and just darken that up just a little bit. Especially around one side of the button here. Make it look cool, pretty cool. Okay. Oops, one more spot for darkening. We've got this dark. I'm just gonna darken the edge here, otherwise it's gonna look wonky. My bad. There we go. All right. All right, so I'm gonna go with a brownish color here. I've got my Polychromos 943, the umber, and my yellow ochre PC 942. That should show up one of these times on camera. Take my word for it, that's what it is. All right, so I'm gonna go brown. And buggers, I got my brown into my blue a little. I don't think you can see it, but I can. Hug on. I probably shouldn't have even told you. Oh, man. Okay, so I got my brown. And now I'm gonna come back with my yellow ochre. Get right on top of my brown there. And see, that's going to come up kind of a leathery color, which is what I wanted. And I am pressing pretty firmly with my yellow ochre. Okay. And I'll show you the overall effect momentarily, and then that'll be it for this video. Cool. All right, now I want this overall effect to be a little more brownish, because if you're not careful, it's going to come out looking more gold. And you don't want that. You want that leathery, brownish look. And I'm going to go ahead and hit this with my blender pencil just a little bit. Don't go crazy with it, because like I said, bad paper, thin paper. Just want to smooth that out a little bit. Oh yeah, yep. And I'm going to, this looks a little rough here. I'm gonna just hit that a little, which actually makes a neat little pattern there. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay, I'll quit. Oh my. Okay, okay, okay. Done, done, done. All right, guys. Let me pull you out. And then you can see what you think. There you go. And again, I have no compunction about blending this again with my finger. But I would not use a blender pencil if you want that little roughness in your jeans. Okay? All right, guys, I think that's it. Next thing is going to be the blouse and or the hair and the hat. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked what I'm showing you. And I hope you had some fun. All right, guys. This is Eileen Vick for Adult Coloring with Eileen Vick. Joyous, joyous coloring. Please have fun with your coloring. You can do this. All right, guys. Bye.